Greetings, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. I'm Tom Poland, beaming out to you from the Sunshine Coast in Australia here, joined today by Chris Goegan. Chris, g'day, sir. Very warm welcome. Where are you hanging out?
I am originally from Canada, but I live in Southern California.
Did you move for the people or the weather or both? Or you just like paying more tax?
I don't know if tax are more in Canada or more here in California, but no, I moved out here for a girl I went to engineering school with. She's a
Aha!
5'3" blonde. I chased her out here, and she turned into a 5'4" brunette.
And they all lived happily ever after. Folks, this is not
Different
Chris's
gal,
first
but
time
yes.
on the show, but I really like Chris's stuff. He's got his feet on the ground. He's got an engineering background, which is, if you've heard, which means that he brings a step-by-step systemization approach to marketing. And that's what you've got to have with your marketing. You've got to have something that you can rinse and repeat. In the days of random acts of marketing, which produce roller coaster income and anxiety, Chris has got his feet on the ground. He cares about people. His stuff works. And that's why I'm delighted that he accepted our invitation to return to the show. He's the founder of Engineered Growth System. He helps entrepreneurs to get to multiple 6, 7, and 8 figures, but not just getting the revenue for the sake of the revenue, actually getting more freedom and more time with that. So, Chris, welcome back, sir. That is one hell of a mug displaying the good old red maple leaf of Canada.
Right.
That's
Just in
that's
case there's any doubt if I was Canadian or not. Eh? Holy smokes!
I'm not sure if that's a coffee mug or a small jacuzzi pool you just held up.
Right.
Keep your field for a while. So let's get on with the show. Chris, let's kick off. Our 7 minutes is going to start now. Question number one, sir, who's your ideal client?
Entrepreneurs who want to build a great business. It doesn't matter if they want to get to 6, 7, or 8+ figures, but they're really good at what they do, and they want to make it go big. They're not afraid of work, and they don't mind like getting after it, and which goes along with my mission of to help good people build great businesses.
Perfect. Thank you for that. And you've already hinted at the problem you solve, but anything else you want to add to that? Question two is what is the problem you solve for these people?
Yeah, and this is an interesting one because it's like, how difficult it is, to grow a business, how difficult it is to get leads and sales that close easily, how difficult it is to grow a business that doesn't depend upon you to be the magic, to have to do everything. And especially now with all the options that are available to people
Yeah.
out there, all the things you could do, it's extremely difficult for people to discern what you should do. And people tell me over and over just how really frustrating and overwhelming it is.
Mm.
So our engineered growth systems and engineered marketing, it'll change us. And with a simple, pragmatic, engineered step-by-step way for growth, that, as you mentioned,
Right.
goes back to my days as an engineer. Here's the thing, Tom. It's like, it's not just growth, but to have, as you've mentioned before, more time and more freedom. Because here's the thing, to me, there's nothing more maddening than a lack of growth. Well, maybe lack of growth over a sustained period of time, but there's also the flip side to that coin. Is growth with no systems is extremely maddening, because then you have even less time than what you have right now. Like imagine that. What I like is, like, just imagine like growing your business on a much bigger scale, without you having to be the magic, without you having to do everything, where you have systems that pull in leads, pull in sales, and do the fulfillment with or without you. That's what we do.
Yeah. And so you really, I mean, stage one is I don't have enough work. Perhaps stage two is now I've got the work and the income's coming in nicely, but I've lost the time. And stage three is where you wanted to get people to, whereas they have the best of both of those worlds. So we've probably covered question three, which is what are the typical symptoms that your ideal clients are experiencing before they work with you? Lack of time, lumpy income, a lack of predictability and systemization. Anything you want to add to that before we move on?
Yeah, it just, life gets hard. It gets hard, and it's a struggle.
Mm,
People they're stressed out, they're overwhelmed. They feel like they always have to be on, they always have to perform, always have to be doing something, and never get to rest mentally. And I think, like, a client I was meeting with, I mean, he just confided, and he was, Chris goes, you know what? He goes, it feels like I'm running down a track with a train, like, chasing me down. He's like, I can't stop, I can't
wow.
stumble, I can't rest. If I do,
Right.
it's going to run me over. And you know what? There's just too many mouths to feed, and too many lives depend on me. I just can't stop.
That's stress. So
It is. And that's common.
let's take someone like that. They've been trying stuff for years now, probably. What would you say are some of the mistakes that people make when they're trying to scale and trying to get more time?
Well, they do what entrepreneurs do, right? They throw them out against the wall. Like entrepreneurs, we love to be busy. We love to do stuff.
Mm,
They research, they read articles, they buy books, they watch videos, they listen to podcasts, they hire people, they hire agencies, they hire they do all this stuff, and it feels good doing it.
right.
And then they create content, they do social media, they run ads, they build funnels, they do email blasts, they do Zoom calls, they do you get the idea, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're like right back where they started again. And so the question, I always like to ask is like, look, you know, for all the YouTube videos you watched, all the articles you read, all the books you read, all the things you've read and done, like, is your business where you want it to be? If you stop doing everything, would everything still like depend upon you? Like, would the lead stop? Would the sales stop? And would the deliverables stop?
Yeah.
Does everything depend upon you? And so the solution's obvious. Like what to do is they need to just sit back and change how they think.
Yeah. 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 Well described. Let's flip it now. We've got just under 3 minutes left. One valuable free action, like a top tip. We've got this person that's feeling like they're getting chased down by a train. What's one thing that they might be able to do? Not going to solve the whole problem, but it might take them a step in the right direction.
Yeah, then that's a really tough question for people to answer or to do actually is because it's counterintuitive to their personalities. They're wired to do. But top tip is like, you know what? Stop. Just stop and take inventory for a moment. Slow down, go away for a weekend, a week, whatever, and just look at your life. Like, am I going to where I want to go? Am
Right.
I If I keep doing what I'm doing, am I going to get there? We've all heard the definition of insanity, and do you want things that always depend upon you? And do you have a plan like to get there? And is your plan working or not? So it's really just stopping and taking inventory and just looking at your life.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and look at it from a systematic standpoint. It's like, do you want systems to have a business that works for you, or do you want to continue always being the magic?
So take a week off, get some perspective, figure
Yeah,
out if the direction you're going in, probably already know the answer to that is the right direction.
amen.
It's a terrific way to clear the mind and get off that mental treadmill where you just feel like there's all these hamsters running around in your brain. Let's give people some more value. Let's give them something that can dive deeper. Where can people go to find out more about your solution to all of this?
So I've got a number of free resources. Go on my YouTube channel. I've got some. Go on my website. I got free videos, free guide. I've got a engineer marketing 5-day
Right.
workshop. Typically sells for 147. If they get my 3 systems guide for your audience, they can get it for just 27. But really, the biggest place is I just start with I have a free guide, engineered marketing 3 systems guide. I'd go there and get that. That's a good place.
Okay. So folks, it's Chris Goegan. So Chris, you know how to spell that? ChrisGoegan.com. And when you go there, click on the 3 systems guide tab. We'll put a link under the video, but if you're listening to this on audio, just MP3, 3 systems guide, go get it. It's going to help you a heck of a lot. Last question, sir. 25 seconds left to answer it. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
Kind of like why I'm doing this. It's really twofold. It's like my daughter. We have 4 kids. My oldest daughter is 21 now, and I looked at her. She's getting older, and it's like
8 seconds.
my wife's been telling me I should be taking like time off, and I hadn't.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why I love systems. So you can take more time off and
Yeah.
do more and help more.
Amen to that, brother. All right. Yeah,
Amen.
that's a terrific reason, your kids. Chris, thanks so much for your time and your insights again.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me here, Tom.
Cheers. Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.